They're physical. They're an explosive team. They can. I've had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Scooped up a fumble last week against Indianapolis for a touchdown. Obviously, have a lot of big play potential on offense. So, but they're a physical, hard-nosed team that can run the ball, stop the run, play good in the kicking game. So, big challenge for us this week to get ready to go in all three phases. And I think it's a team that we have some familiarity with, but they do things a little bit differently. So preparation will be really important this week to adjust to some of the nuances and the game plan problems that they present. So really impressive team to watch, and so we have a lot of work to do here.
First question will be Mike Giardi, followed by Doug Tide.
Good morning, Bill. How have you seen Lamar sort of evolve as a passer inside the pocket? Obviously, when he first started, they like to get him on the move. Now I'm just curious what you're seeing of him as a passer inside the pocket.
Yeah, I think he did a good job of that last year. He does a good job. He's got a good touch on the deep balls, sees the field well, and makes good decisions.
Notice teams, as you go over film studies, sort of defending him differently. They haven't had a ton of, or he hasn't had a ton of those big running plays like he did a year ago.
He's got a few of them. Watch the Philadelphia game. Pittsburgh. I mean, just because they're not 80-yard touchdowns. I mean, he's got plenty of, 20-yarders, scrambles for first downs, and you have to respect him. That opens up things for other people as well. So I don't think he's lost anything in terms of running the ball.
Thank you.
Next question, Doug Tide, followed by Chris Ryan.
Morning, Bill. Ravens use Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, and Mark Ingram obviously has been injured pretty evenly so far this year. How different are those three running back skill sets?
Yeah, I mean they're all good players. They all run well. They're tough downhill runners. Ingram, I think is clearly their primary early down runner when he's healthy. Dobbins has showed up a little more in the passing game, or in passing situations, I should say. But I mean, he's an excellent runner too. So I mean, they have good depth in their backs, and those guys, run hard. I'd say the offense in general, they move the ball, they score points, and they don't turn it over. So, all those are, let's say, characteristics of a good offense, and that's what the Ravens do. Backs fall into that category too. Make positive yards, don't turn the ball over. So.
And just on your offense, you guys have traditionally used a smaller slot receiver, and Jacoby Myers has been lined up in the slot a decent amount this season. Does the offense change at all depending on what type of player is in that slot role?
Well, I think offensively things change a little bit no matter what players are in certain positions. So guys that do things well that you count on to be there consistently. You try to do things that they do well and work that into your offense, and so those skill sets vary from player to player. I mean, there's still a basic foundation of the offense, and I'm not saying it's a new game plan every time a guy's in there, but you try to utilize the skills that the players have, and you might refine a basic play a little bit to help accommodate that player's skills, or to try to feature him a little bit.
And what just allows Jacoby to play inside and outside?
What allows him to play in there? He's a smart kid. He knows those assignments. He's got good length. He's good route running skill, and catches the ball.
Thanks.
Next question, Chris Ryan, followed by Ben Bourne.
Morning, Bill. There's been a lot of discussion about the uniqueness in which Lamar Jackson plays the quarterback position, and I'm interested in your historical context on that. Do you feel that he is that unique in how he plays it, or does he fall into the line of Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, and even back to Tarkenton?
Well, Well, those players you mentioned played in a completely different offense. So I think when you look at this offense, you look at the San Francisco offense that Coach Roman used when he was there, you see the quarterbacks playing in a similar style.
But just in terms of his skill set and how he goes about approaching the position outside of the offensive context.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he has to execute the offense the way it's designed to be executed, and so I think that's what he does. He's involved in most every running play, just like the quarterbacks in San Francisco were. Certainly couldn't say that about Tarkenton or I don't know who else did it. Warren Moon. I mean, Warren Moon was almost never involved in a running play, unless it was a speed option or something as a audible. But I can't remember very many running plays with him, quarterback sneak or something like that. But Tarkenton, same thing. He wasn't involved in any running plays either that I can remember. Again, maybe a quarterback keep or something, but not as a staple part of the running game. I mean, this is a totally different offense.
And a question on your offense. You liked the effort, determination. What have you thought of the execution over the last 2 weeks, and has that been on par with what you wanted to see?
Yeah, well, there's always room for improvement. We've done things well all year, but I think we can improve our consistency. But we've have good things in a lot of games. But obviously there's plenty of room for improvement. There's room to get better, but there's also strong things to build off of, and so that's what we've tried to do is accentuate the positive and keep doing those and improve on the areas where we lack consistency. I would say that the execution is just non-existent. It's inconsistent at times, and that's we're always looking to do better there.
Thanks, Bill.
Our next question, Ben Volen, followed by Andrew Callahan.
Morning, Bill. Everyone took my questions on Lamar Jackson, so I'm going to pivot to your run defense. You guys held the Jets to 65 yards, I think only 3.6 yards per carry. How pleased were you with that progress with the run defense? And I guess, do you feel like you're improving in that area?
Well, I hope so. It wasn't good enough, and some of the previous weeks before that, so we'll see. These guys run the ball as well as anybody in the league, so we'll definitely get tested here. But it was certainly better than what it's been, in the last couple of weeks. So that was a good thing to see. Hopefully, we can continue that.
Was it just a matter of players sticking to their assignments and better fundamental tackling, or did you have to make significant changes to what you guys were doing on that side?
Well, yeah, I mean, we made a few adjustments, but I thought the players, played well in the game. We got, split on one blitz there, which is, we probably I could have coached that better, but, for the most part, we defeated blockers and tackled much better than we have, so that's always a good place to start.
We'll take two final questions, Andrew Callahan and Mike Reese.
Good morning, Bill. I read that you mentioned yesterday to some of the Ravens reporters just that Ravens' style makes them a little bit more difficult to defend because it's more unique relative to the rest of the league. Specific to the offense and all of the options involved in their run game, is that something you might have to prepare for, at least introduce your players to over the summer, simulating some of those looks, understanding it'll take a little bit more to get used to with a normal week of prep?
Well, I mean, our offense has run some of those kind of plays. I mean, we haven't done that before, but, this year we've run some of those kind of plays. So it's not something that we're unfamiliar with. The Ravens, again, have their way of doing it, and they're in a pistol a lot. And so that changes, makes things a little bit different because it's, you can get to either side of to the ball a lot. You're more balanced, but we've dealt with that, so I wouldn't say we're starting all over again, like we might have been in other years where we hadn't faced those kind of plays. But yes, I think if it's something that you know you're going to face in your offense, or you're not going to get a chance to see it or work on it, then you would try to take some time in training camp to work on it. Same thing offensively. If you're a 4-3 defense and you're playing a lot of 4-3 teams, and you have a 3-4 team that's in your division that you're going to have to play a couple times a year or something like that, then you might want to think about taking a little time in training camp to introduce that to your players. So I think that's something that you look at as you put in your training camp installation, and see if there's something that you're not getting from your offense and that you may not get in the season for a while, but it's going to come up. Do you want to address it ahead of time? The problem with that is you can address it in August and don't come up till November. It's how much carryover really is there. So, but those are decisions you got to make in terms of getting those things covered. So yeah, I would say this year defensively it's been different than in the past, because we've had to deal with these plays from our offense. So we've had a little bit more experience with them than in prior years.
And then defensively, with their high blitz rate, I know they blitz man and zone, but is their kind of base stuff? Are they more of a fire zone team, or are they usually pressuring with man behind it?
Yeah, they do both. It's probably more zone than man, but they do both.
Thanks.
Last question, Mike Reese.
Hey, Bill, on a day like today, how much do you give yourself a little space to step back and consider veterans that and just veterans and their service, and sort of what that means to you?
Yeah, no, it's a very very important day for our country and the freedom of our country, and so certainly a day that we want to recognize. Obviously a lot of veterans that are still living. Memorial Day is another important day of recognition. That's really those are the days that make all the other holidays possible. Veterans Day, Memorial Day. So yeah, it's almost everybody is connected one way or another. Usually a family, but friends or classmates and so forth at various levels of school. So yeah, it's an important day for for our country and for all of us. Without it, there's no football. So we should all be very appreciative of what the people in the armed forces have done for us and continue to do for us. It's a tough world out there, especially the Navy. I'd throw that in there. It's a special appreciation for the service from the United States Navy. Special place for that for me.
Thank you very much, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the question.
Head to Dunkin' for the snacking menu. America runs on Dunkin'.
In New England, we are resilient. It takes hard work to earn respect. Sometimes it takes decades. And it always takes someone being on your side.
Ready or not.
Gillette ProGlide and ProGlide Gel. 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair on the first stroke while washing away dirt and oil. So you're ready for the day with a clean shave and a clean face.
For over 60 years, this team has transformed itself into a championship organization. For over 160 years, our team has demonstrated a similar mentality. There are no days off. Our front lines are fortified by people who sacrifice individuality for the team. Our shelves are also stocked with the best quality products and ingredients. Our team members know their roles. We're proud to do our jobs. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the 6-time champion New England Patriots.
Head to Dunkin' for the snacking menu. America runs on Dunkin'.
In New England, we are resilient. It takes hard work to earn respect. Sometimes it takes decades. And it always takes someone being on your side.
Ready or not.
Gillette Pro Glide and Pro Glide Gel. 5 blades and a pivoting flex ball designed to get virtually every hair